Why you should fear the comfort zone more than failure. There's something oddly seductive about the comfort zone. It doesn't scream or shout. It doesn't storm into your life with drama or destruction. No, it whispers. It lulls. It convinces you, gently, that staying still is safer than taking a leap. That not trying is better than failing. That routine is the same as peace. But here's the hard truth most people never confront. The comfort zone is a silent killer of dreams. It doesn't announce its presence. It doesn't leave visible scars. It just slowly, quietly, erodes your potential, dulls your ambition, and cages your soul in a velvet prison. And before you know it, years have passed, and all that remains is the ghost of who you could have been. So while failure often feels like the enemy, it's not. In fact, failure is honest. It teaches. It humbles. It breaks you open so something new can emerge. But the comfort zone? It offers no lesson, no growth, only stagnation disguised as safety. And that's why you should fear it more than failure. When we talk about fear, we usually think of things like rejection, embarrassment, or defeat. We rarely, if ever, say we're afraid of being comfortable. But maybe we should be. Because what does comfort really mean? It means familiar habits, predictable outcomes, days that blur into each other, a job that's good enough, a relationship that's not terrible, a version of yourself that doesn't ask for much, but also doesn't give much in return. And while comfort feels warm, it also breeds complacency. It convinces you that whatever this is as good as it gets. That's the lie. That's the trap. The Stoics understood this danger well. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." And that's exactly what the comfort zone prevents you from doing, truly living. Because real life? It exists beyond the edges of what you already know. Think back to the last time you grew as a person. Really grew. Was it when everything was calm, predictable, and easy? Or was it during a season of discomfort, when you were forced to stretch, adapt, and face parts of yourself you'd rather ignore? We evolved through friction, through challenge, through the fire of failure and the clarity that pain brings. Discomfort doesn't mean you're off track. It often means you're exactly where you need to be. The gym hurts before your body transforms. Vulnerability stings before relationships deepen. Risk feels terrifying before success is born. That discomfort? It's the price of becoming more. But if you stay in your comfort zone, you never pay that price. And you never reap the reward. It's ironic, isn't it? We spend our lives trying to avoid pain. Yet it's pain that often delivers us to purpose. We run from rejection. Yet it's rejection that builds resilience. We avoid the unfamiliar. Yet that's where all growth lives. We confuse comfort with contentment. But they are not the same. Contentment is the result of doing hard things, of living in alignment with your values, of knowing you left nothing on the table. Comfort, on the other hand, is a drug. It numbs your restlessness just enough to keep you passive, just enough to keep you from leaping, just enough to make you settle. And if you're not careful, it will convince you that just enough is all you deserve. Here's what no one tells you. The comfort zone has a cost. And it's not just missed opportunities. It's your identity. Every time you choose comfort over courage, a part of you shrinks. Your dreams lose oxygen. Your spirit grows quieter. You begin to live cautiously. Not creatively. And life becomes a game of avoidance, not adventure. It doesn't happen overnight. That's the scary part. It's subtle. You tell yourself, I'll try later. I'll start next year, when I'm ready. But readiness never comes to those who don't move. It finds those already in motion. And eventually, that delay becomes regret. A deep, aching kind of regret, not for what you did, but for what you didn't even try. Psychologically, the comfort zone is rooted in fear, the fear of uncertainty, the fear of not being enough, the fear of losing what you already have. But here's what the best minds in human history have understood. The real danger is not in losing, it's in never risking. Failure is temporary. Stagnation is permanent. Seneca, another Stoic giant, wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." Fear magnifies what you avoid, but courage shrinks it. So what if you reframed failure? What if instead of seeing it as the opposite of success, you saw it as the path to it? Because every master was once a beginner. Every hero doubted themselves. Every breakthrough was once an embarrassing first attempt. But they dared. They left the warmth of the comfort zone and stepped into the cold unknown. Not because they were fearless, but because they believed growth was worth the risk. Maybe right now, you're in a season of stillness. Maybe your life looks fine on paper. Maybe you're doing okay. But deep down, you feel it. A subtle discomfort. A restless itch. A quiet voice whispering, "There's more." Listen to it. That voice is your soul resisting confinement. It's your inner self begging for expansion. Don't ignore it. Don't silence it with Netflix or scrolling or distractions that numb but never nourish. Comfort might feel like peace. But if it's not aligned with your purpose, it's a lie. You weren't built for a life of quiet resignation. You were built to climb mountains. Even if you stumble. To write stories with sweat and soul. To chase ideas that scare you and sculpt a self that surprises you. So how do you begin? You start with one step. One uncomfortable conversation. One bold decision. One tiny rebellion against the status quo. You stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What if I never try?" You stop waiting for certainty and start choosing movement, any movement. Because clarity comes from action, not thought. And progress, no matter how small, is always louder than perfection. And most of all, you forgive yourself for waiting this long. Then you promise not to wait any longer. The comfort zone is cozy. Yes, but it's also a cage. And while failure may bruise your ego, the comfort zone will break your spirit. One leaves you wiser. The other leaves you wishing. Choose your fear wisely. Because at the end of your life, you won't regret the mistakes. You'll regret the moments you played small. The times you knew what you wanted, but didn't reach. The dreams that died in your mind before they were born in the world. So let this be your wake-up call. Don't just exist in safety. Live in pursuit. Because the real danger isn't in falling, it's in never flying at all.